Okay, so the topic of the conversation, I said there are 5 core principal values that flow into each other. We have movement, angles, connections, kazushi or off balancing, and attack. In that order. I said, hey, movement's the foundation, right? I mean, if I can't touch you, I can't harm you. I can't throw you. I can't shoot you. If you run away, get behind something, whatever. Angles of attack matter because obviously if I attack or do anything from a bad angle, I can give you the advantage simply by being at a bad angle before I do anything else. Vice versa, I can be a threat based upon my angle. We see this in fighting stances, whatever. Connections, I say connections is next because a good angle can lead to a good connection. So like, for example, in Judo, if I have a good connection, I can go for a throw, but vice versa, if I have a bad angle and I give a connection, I grab him, he can use that against me as well. We're connected, we are one. Then of course, next comes off balance and then attack. Thinking guard sweeps, Judo throws. That's how we start the conversation. Moving on.
I don't know if this is correct, but I just have like an idea. I know at a minimum this would be attack, but maybe these are kazushi, or maybe just kazushi in the center. Because if you have kazushi, you can attack. So maybe.
Well, no, that still makes sense because I mean, if we have, let's say, you're at a bad angle, like nose over toes, for example.
Can I get kazushi with just 2 of the 3? So movement, angles, connection. So of these 3, can I get kazushi with just 2?
I think so. Because, for example, have you ever seen like the bent over 90-degree uchimata, or like you just stand like this?
Yeah, but
Well, it matters because like, okay, you start from the position of opportunity, so I have to connect to you, and I'm already at this angle. These 2 things, this is already there. I just have to attack. I don't have to move. If you're staying here,
can I create kazushi with just movement and angle?
No. You have to have connection. So, yeah. Actually, yeah.
You see what I'm doing?
I disagree. No, I take that back. Yes, you can. So let's think about striking. So, like Thai sweep specifically. So you know, like a Muay Thai, and then we end up sweeping a leg.
Yeah.
So without grabbing you, if I move, we're moving, I get to like a good 45-degree angle or something, I could simply kick your leg out and make you fall if you haven't caught up to my angle. So like,
is the touch connection?
No, because connection is, so we're defining connection in this case as something more permanent or like enduring. So like grabbing you, or if I'm touching my hips.
So obviously with connection and angle, I can create kazushi. Yeah. Obviously with connection and movement, I can create kazushi.
Yeah. I think you still
with angle and movement.
Yeah, because again, thinking of we have to get out of the grappling concept and apply now like the striking concept, where I can.
So as long as I have 2 of the 3, I can create kazushi.
Yeah, because I can kick out your leg from under you without.
Just a working idea.
Yeah.
Continue. Because I saw you doing this, and I was like, I instantly saw this.
So. Yeah, no, I think this is the order of precedence. So I mean, I think we can apply this to any combative situation, and connection would be, I guess, the most questionable thing because if we hard define connection as a
grip,
and yet we say over here that, hey, by my angle and with movement, I can like kick out your leg from under you. Or I could punch you and you fall over backwards, so on and so forth, right? That gets into, I think, subcategories now of maybe like violence of action, force, power, speed, agility, whatever, right? But anyways, that would mean that connection isn't necessarily one of the, no, I was going to say it wouldn't be one of the necessary like things, but if we're talking about combatives as a whole, then you can't not talk about it. It has to be, because then we get into distance. So, okay, I guess, but distance wouldn't be one of the core things. I think distance is a I don't know how to apply distance. Violence of action.
I just throw it in with movement.
Yeah. No, that totally
It's not
checks.
just necessarily circling or something. It's in and out. It's just movement. Distance is part of movement.
Yeah, because I mean, we could say, distance still applies here. We can think of like violence of action here. And this would take care of all the power, agility, whatever within the attack. Because you can have levels of attack force. I mean, whether you're shooting a 22 or a 50, whether I'm kicking your leg with full force or just sweeping you, whether I'm full sin, judo yeeting you, or if I'm just kind of like demo. You know what I mean? Like that's all power, force, whatever, all within violence of action, I think. And connection still apply because again, this or this dictates this. If I'm at a range where I've moved to an ideal angle, I can still just go straight to attack. I don't even need to grab you because you are at a position of opportunity.
Okay.
Same thing like Uchimata, the classic, demo Uchimata, they're bent over here. Like, I can not hold you, kick your leg out, and you go wee, right on over. I mean, you could apply the same concept in like guard sweeps, right? So we talk about controlling hands so they can't post or whatnot, but hypothetically speaking, if someone didn't do a defensive action to the sweep, they would simply be swept. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if we apply like a pendulum sweep, if I didn't grab far side arm when I brought my leg up, okay, if they didn't have an arm, or if their arm was to their chest or whatever, like they were trying to grab something, I just kicked them over, they would simply fall. And then I can engage in whatever secondary attack from there, arm bars or my own secondary weapon source or primary weapon, whatever from there. And this is how we get to see the light. CLA. If you don't know, look it up. That was much faster than I thought it was going to be. But I guess that's the truth is self-evident, right? If that's it, and everything falls within that. So these three here, as the Venn diagram says, these are the three true core fundamental things which dictate this, which dictate that.
Yeah, distance, angles, and connection.
Yeah, kind of like, like with, Caden earlier when he's doing his little validation thing, time for Randori a little bit. And I was kind of letting him work. And he kept, bending over and doing the wrestling thing. And I was letting him kind of grab my legs and, let him try to work from positions. And the last one I was kind of like, okay. And then just punished that position because I was like, all right, just kind of kept the distance. Then just, of course, did my he's on. I'm just right over and, 2 seconds, right? And because he was giving me this the entire time. Mm-hmm. The only thing that, the only reason why he couldn't hit it immediately is because I had to move to an angle. I already had the grips. That was easy. Boom, grab. Okay, grab. Move. I'm at my little 30-degree angle, stick out leg. He gets yeeted. Done. Because he gave it to me. I didn't have to fight for it. The only thing I had to get was the connections. He didn't fight connections at all. So, but it's kind of hard to fight. Well, I guess this works in reverse order, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to fight any of these if you're at a position of unbalance. So if I'm bent over, it's kind of hard for me to fight connections if I can't regain my posture to have the base to be able to defend your movement, your angles, your connections, so on and so forth. So yeah, these are secondary to all of this no matter what, I would say.
I agree.